Hello, my name is Krista Mahon, independent designer with Couture. So excited about the spring summer catalog launch. This one is Kind Words. I love this one. I love the little bee. We are actually going to ink it on this nice canvas bag. It has a found surface, and yeah, so let's get started. We're going to use our ink mat. It is the 18 by 18 that I cut in half for projects like this. I use this on onesies and bags and whatnot. This is sticky and it will hold our surface, our transfer in place. I want to make sure that I fold this up here on the edge so I can get this, so it's all the way at the bottom, okay? And then we're going to make sure that it's down. So we're just going to smooth it out. And also the ink mat helps prevent bleeding through. This canvas bag is quite thick, so I don't think it would bleed through, but just to be safe. So we're going to go ahead and take the Sharpie and we're going to mark this what it is. So I'll show you where that is found. So this is called Kind Words. So it's right here on the SKU, and then that's the part number. And then it's also right here, okay, on the bottom. So we're going to mark this. And the reason why we mark the packaging is because the packaging is goes back in it. So once this is dry, we can reuse this. It is reusable. So we're going to mark the back and the front. So when it gets done drying, we know how to match it up. And then also we mark the transfer itself. So once it's dry, we know which one it goes back on. So if you have these laying all around, it helps to be able to know what goes where. Okay, so we're just going to peel this off the backer. Okay, and set that aside. And then we're just going to lay this down and get it into the center to the best of our ability. Okay. We're just going to push it down, make sure there's no air bubbles. And we are using the permanent ink line. So, picked a few different colors. I'm not quite sure which ones I'm going to go with yet, but I definitely going to go Current Jam on the little flower parts. So this is Current Jam. It's like a burgundy color. So we'll just stir this up. And these stir sticks are Couture. They come in a pack of 24. They are amazing. I am definitely going to use Tide, which I love Tide. It's one of my favorite colors. Okay. I'm going to use Shimmer Copper on the word honey and probably the bee. So I think that would be pretty. So we're going to get our copper out. This Shimmer Copper. Kind of looks like honey-ish, right? If you want to check out my chalk site, that's in the comments below. All our spring summer catalog is in there right now for the transfers, and they are amazing. I'm going to go ahead and stir Black Velvet. I don't know if I'm going to use it. I think I should. I did pick Storm, but I think I'm going to use black instead. So let's just kind of lay out what we're doing. I got a bunch of mini squeegees here. I'm going to do the flowers definitely and Current Jam. So let's start there first. I use my squeegee to get the excess off my stir stick, and the stir stick goes in the bath of water. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to do all this. You could separate this color out and use some green, but I think I'm just going to go all Current Jam with this. And this is permanent, so doesn't take much. I am trying to be more careful than going crazy town because I'm doing multiple colors. Okay. Ink takes a while to dry, so I'm not have to work too quickly. Okay. You can take your time a little bit more. I'm going to do these as well on Current Jam. I always have the best luck when I work with ink, work from the top to the bottom. Put it on nice and thick. Don't keep going over it and over it. I'm not sure if I'm going to use that again, so I'm going to set that aside. I'm going to go ahead with hide next, I think. Be careful around our current jam up there. I always say you should be able to see what you're chalking or inking. So we put it on thick. Just make sure you thin it out. And be very careful right here. So I'm just going to get a tad bit on there, and I'm going to go side to side right here. So I can be careful on the honey part. So make sure we got the whole thing covered. Got a missed little spot right there. I think we're good. Okay, so I'm gonna use black next, black velvet. And we're gonna use those on the lines. Might as well do these while I have it out, right? Okay. I'm gonna get a little bit risky here. I'm gonna try to get, you know what, I'm just gonna do this whole thing in black, I think. Oh geez, I got a whole big old, I got it all over my hands. Hold on guys, I definitely don't want to touch anything with the ink on my hands. I think I'm gonna do this in black right here. Be very careful so I don't get it on the other words. Okay. Honey's next, so let's do the shimmer copper. Do our little bee. He's gonna be cute. The shimmers do take a little bit more effort to get through the silk screen area on the inks. So FYI on that. I might have to dip it a little bit more here or there. Put a little bit more pressure on it. I do like this for the word honey. It's very cute. If we were doing this in ink, we would have to do definitely the peel and reveal technique, but since we're using, sorry, if we're using paste, I don't know if I said that wrong. If we're using paste, we would have to use the peel and reveal. When we're using ink, which doesn't, which takes longer to dry, so we can definitely do this one without. Okay, we're gonna do our little bee, which is adorable. I just like to put the little bee on something. Okay, then we're gonna come back in with Tide here for Sweet Soul. So let's just hit this. Be very careful around this black part here. Be very, very careful. I could get the detail tool out really in the multi-tool, but I'm gonna try not to. It might be silly, but ooh. think I can get it. I think I can get it. I think we got everything, guys. Okay, so when we peel, we want to make sure it's not on our hands anywhere. Okay, and then we also want to keep our squeegees handy in case we did have a little mess up that we need to touch up. We'll walk through that too. So it's off my hands. You want to peel very slow. The slower you peel, the better, so it doesn't pull up the fibers of the material you're working on. So I see something right there I already missed. See how that little thing, and sometimes that don't bother people. It bothers me, so I lay it back down and push it, okay? And I just swipe it up, okay? Just 1 or 2 times there. Okay, so I have a few little things I'd like to fix on the teal there. So I'm going to dip it, and then I'm just going to push it up. Okay. Kind of lays itself back down when you put the pressure on it. So I have a little right there in the words. I'm going to hit the R. Sometimes it depends on how thick your fabric is, how much you have to put on, how much is it going to soak in. So I always just say peel slow, and see a little bit on my end. And like I said, some people don't mind the vintagey look. I like it pretty much crisp, so oh, it's really pretty, guys. I love the honey. I see a little bit in the N and the H, so I'm going to set that back down. I'm going to grab my copper and just go up, and it kind of fixes itself. Oh, the bee is adorable, guys. I love it. Very cute. Love that transfer. So B-size transfer, Kind Words is the name of this one. Just released in the catalog or spring summer. So that's pretty amazing. When the project is a little bit bigger and we use ink, it could stain the teal part of the transfer, but that is okay. It won't be in the silkscreen area. So we put it in water right away. I always wash right away. Just something I've always done. So I always wash right away, and I don't let it soak in the water. It's highly recommended don't let it soak. When you go to heat set this, guys, take out the ink mat. Okay, do not set with the heat set with the ink mat in. And you're definitely going to want to make sure that you have parchment paper, or I have a Teflon paper that I use that's heat resistant. You can use an iron or a heat press. I used the iron for several months, and then I realized how much I loved ink, and I was like, okay, I need to invest in a heat press. So I have the Cricut heat press. You can set the time and the temperature, which is very nice. So when you do fabric, you want to do 350 degrees, and you want to do it for 30 seconds, okay? And then this can be washed. So it's permanent, and it can be washed at that point. So I love our permanent ink line. You make pillows, onesies, t-shirts, do anything and everything pretty much with it. You can put on porcelain, like coffee mugs. You can put it on metal, as long as it can go in the oven. Glass, so anything that can be put in the oven to heat set on that. Like I do candles a lot, but I have to use paste because the candle, you can't put it in the oven, it will melt. So you can do any type of metal, glass, and fabric. Okay. All right, so sticky side up to dry, and once this is dry, it'll be good to go. We can use that transfer over and over again. So 8 to 12 times is what you will get on the average. And so this is Kind Words, guys. I love the colors: Current Jam, Tide, Black Velvet, Shimmer, Copper. Very cute project. I love the transfer. If you want to subscribe to my channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I would love that. Check out the chalk site. All this new spring summer line is out, and I'm telling you, there's a lot of amazing things in there. Thanks, guys, for joining me. Appreciate it. Bye-bye.